Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Calendar and read aloud for today, which is the 28th. And if we look up here on the calendar, it's Tuesday, April 28th, 2020. So go ahead and say that with me. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, 2020. We write that in numbers. It's 4 for April, 28 for the day, and 20 for the year. We're getting very close to May. Oh my goodness. Today is the 153rd day of school, so that would be 100 plus 50 plus 3. Let's look at our schedule. Of course, we have reading first. We'll have a reading group online, and you can find spelling and Imagine Learning on Clever. And you have your book box at home. Then we've got recess and art. We're going to be doing a project with based on a picture by Claude Monet, who's a famous French artist. Then we've got math. You've got Dreambox and Math Fact Practice on Clever. Lunch, science, and if you're a fifth grader, we are doing writing this afternoon. So, here we go. Talking about life cycles. Woo! Chick life cycle. So, lots of things have life cycles. We've been looking at the life cycle of the caterpillar and the butterfly, but this is the chick life cycle. So, like a lot of nonfiction books, it's got table of contents with the chapters. So, if we need to skip to something, we can. And there's a glossary, which is like a dictionary, but just for this book at the end. Maybe there's an index too. Okay. Chapter 1 is called Chicks and Chickens. A baby chicken is called a chick. An adult female chicken is called a hen, and an adult male chicken is called a rooster. So here's the hen and the chicks and the rooster. The rooster is the one that you hear in the morning. Cock-a-doodle-doo. There are many breeds of chickens. There's the buff Brahma, white leghorn, the dark red cap, white lace, red Cornish. Oh my gosh, look at this one. She's pretty. Dominique, the silver Campine, and the New Hampshire red. So there's all different kinds of chickens. And of course, every animal has parts, right? So you can see her beak here. Let me make sure I'm pointing in the right spot. There's her beak and her comb. This is a wattle. You see that on turkeys as well. There's their claws, their wings, and their tail feathers. So chickens have feathers and wings, but they don't fly. They can't get very far when they fly. Hey, ladies, nice and quiet, please. Mommy's reading. Both hens and roosters have these red wattles or combs down here. So let's look at what they start out as. Of course, the hen has to lay an egg, so the mommy has to lay the eggs first, just like with our butterflies. Then the egg has to be fertilized. So if a chicken lays an egg and the rooster doesn't fertilize it, it'll be an egg that we eat, because it won't ever grow into a chick. So there has to be the hen and the rooster so the rooster can fertilize the egg in order to get a baby chicken. So inside the egg, here's what's happening. So this tiny red dot is day 1, the baby chicken. Doesn't really look like much, right? Now, after 5 days, this little baby chick is growing, and at this point, it's called an embryo. And then 9 days, it's almost starting to look like something, almost like E.T., like an alien. But that's the baby chicken, and the embryo is still growing, right? You can actually see its little eye there. And then here it is 21 days, so much quicker than human babies, which take about 9 months. So now the baby chick looks like a chick, right? A bird, right? And it's almost ready to hatch. Takes about 3 weeks, approximately. So the mommy will sit on the eggs. The eggs need to stay nice and warm. On farms, sometimes, if the mommy can't do that, they have these lights that they will shine on the eggs. And this is called incubation. right? Sitting on the eggs to make them warm so they can hatch. When a chick is ready to be born, it uses its egg tooth. So every chick, when it's born, has this bump on the end of its beak, and that's called the egg tooth, and it's specifically there to help them break out of the shell because it's not easy to do. It takes them a while. They'll poke a hole, and then they'll rest, and then they'll poke some more, and then they'll rest. So, right, they get this far, and then they get this far. Just like human babies, it can take a while because it's exhausting to be born. Now, when a chick is first born, it's, a little wet and mushy and, right, a little sticky. Kind of has to, its mom will clean it, just like we clean our babies too. Eventually, though, the feathers dry and they're fluffy, and they have this yellow fluffy feather called down. So we've gone from the egg to the chick. Right? Sometimes you'll get a group of baby chickens. A group of baby chickens is called a brood. A brood of chicks. So they eat feed, which is a mixture of grains, and it helps them grow strong. Generally, you'll see people throw out feed onto the ground. Chicks, like a lot of birds, like to hunt in the grass and peck things, and so that's what they do down there. You can see there's feed in the grass there. So eventually the baby gets bigger and it starts making the cheep cheep sounds. Can you see that? Right? And every baby makes its own sound. It's a little different so the mommy can find it. At 5 months old, it's basically a grown-up, and it can actually lay its own eggs. Here's its feathers. Right. This is maybe 2 months old, but by the time they're 5 months old, they're grown-ups and they can lay their own eggs. So that's the life cycle of a chicken. Of course, there's the glossary. These are all the words from this book that we might need to look up, right? The glossary is the dictionary for this book, and this one does not have an index. It just has some questions at the end. So this you would find in our animals box on the bookshelf. So if you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see everybody later for reading in math and science. Bye.